Welcome, folks, to beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida at the Daytona International Speedway for the inaugural running of the FWM Gen4 Cup Series Duels at Daytona. Right now, Chris Golden is at the top of the charts here on Daytona 500 qualifying. Adrian Featherston in second, third, Joshua Tressler, fourth, Chris Norris, fifth. Well, now Wayne Cannon is going to move into fifth. Austin Cansdale, Doug Proctor, Bradley Young, Zach Tebow, Yogi Schleer, Daniel Mindfood Jones, and Austin Pack round out your field. So what we're doing today is this is going to set the field for the Daytona 500 next week. It will be Friday night, I believe at 9 Eastern time, so you're not going to want to miss it. And we got some exciting racing. The first fastest two qualifiers will set on the front row for the Great American Race. Right now, Adrian Featherston is at the top of the charts now. He has beat Chris Golden by 3/10, but look at Yogi Schleer put down a fast lap, putting him second on the board. Wayne Cannon third. Man, this is getting interesting right here, folks. So right now, we're going to go over our schedule for this new series. Let me get it pulled up real quick. Hold on. So tonight we're doing the duels. Next week on the 1st of August, we will be having the Daytona 250. It'll be scheduled for 100 laps. And then we'll go to Rockingham, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Darlington, Bristol, Texas, Talladega, Martinsville, Auto Club, California, because we're in 2003, Richmond International Raceway, Lowe's Motor Speedway, Dover, Pocono, Michigan, Infineon Raceway, Daytona for the Pepsi 200, Chicagoland, New Hampshire, Pocono, the Brickyard 200 at Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, Michigan, Bristol, Darlington, Richmond International Raceway for the Chevy Rock and Roll 200. That'll be the regular season finale, and then we go into the playoffs. We go New Hampshire, Dover, Talladega, Kansas, Lowe's Motor Speedway, Martinsville, Atlanta, Phoenix, The Rock, and Rockingham, and rounded it out at Homestead. So you're live and you're ready. We're going to get you all the action right here on FWM Network. All right, so get that out of the way. Adrian Featherston might walk away from the pole. The Kansas native has set down a 48.69, beating Yogi Schleer by 5/1000ths of a second. Wayne Cannon sets in third. He would be your pole sitter for tonight's duel. Austin Pack sets in fourth. He would be the pole sitter in duel number 2. We will have 2 duels tonight of 25 laps. They'll each consist of 7 cars. And we'll get going just in a little bit. 3 minutes left in qualifying. Is there anyone that can knock off Adrian Featherston? That's going to be tough. It's going to be close, but we'll get that grid up for that duel in just a little bit. As we do see a car on the track, I believe that is the 70 of Jared Berlin. Jared Berlin making his qualifying effort, trying to knock off Adrian Featherston as he goes down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Now watch how low he drops this car. You want that car right on that yellow line. He's running a little higher than a lot of these guys have been doing in practice. But there's a bump right there, and he almost lost it. Gets real loose. Now he's going to come out of turn 4, coming down into the tri-oval. Let's see, is it a fast lap? And it is not. He's going to stay in 7th, but here comes the second lap. Second lap going out right now. 184 miles an hour down the backstretch. As we see right here. Goes into turn number 3 at 182 miles an hour. Now out of 4. Now down into the travel. Here we go. Let's see. Is it fast enough to set the pole for the Daytona 250, excuse me. No, it is not. So it looks like with a minute left, this might be Adrian Featherston's pole. Wow. As the clock runs down, I don't see any more cars on the track at the moment. Adrian Featherston, the Kansas native, the Sunflower State driver. Looks like he's going to be your front row, the pole winner for tonight's for the inaugural Daytona 250. Yogi Schleer will sit on the outside of the front row. Congratulations to Adrian Featherston from Kansas, Yogi Schleer from Wilmington, North Carolina. That is going to be your front row for the inaugural Daytona 250. So now we restack them, re-rack them, and we'll get you that grid in just a little bit for this duel. Unbelievable job. The 94 and 12 will set on the front row of the Great American Race. Unbelievable job, guys. Great job. You know, Yogi Schleer, that's huge for him. He's ran good when we've done these other races, but always gets caught up in late race chaos. So great to see Yogi bring her home and put her on the front row. He'll be on the outside of the front row when we go racing next Friday night. So great job from Yogi and all the drivers. So we're going to get gridded up right here. So here we go. Here comes your grid. So row 1 will feature Wayne Cannon lining up next to Austin Pack on the outside. Row 2 will feature Daniel Mindfood Jones in third. He'll line up next to Chris Golden on the outside. Row 3 will feature Jared Berlin lined up next to Austin Canston on the outside. Row 4 will be Chris Norris lined up next to Joshua Tressler on the outside. That is your lineup for the first duel tonight. Guys going through, hearing a little race chatter, you know, a lot milder race chatter than we've heard the last 2 weeks with the SK Modifieds, but it's Daytona. We're all gridded up on the backstretch, and I believe we're about to get rolling. So again, Wayne Cannon will be. And it looks like Adrian Featherston has decided to run the duel. He will. So Featherston will be on here. Yogi Schleer is also going to run in this duel. But that's okay because they're already in the on the front row for the 250. So get a little practice under their belt. I think they'll drop to the back and try to stay out of the chaos and just see what they have. But, I mean, unlike real NASCAR, even if they wreck, they're still going to be on the front row. They don't go to a backup car. They don't go to the back. They'll still be on the front row for next week's Daytona 250. So here we go. Redoing the grid. Actually, Adrian Featherston will be in row 1 lined up next to Yogi Schleer. That is the only difference we have in this race. So we're getting ready to go racing. Austin Pack rocking the Wonder Bread paint scheme. Tribute to the great Ricky Bobby. Chris Golden rocking the Monster scheme. Wayne Cannon with the tribute to Kevin Harvick in the GM Goodwrench days. And here we go, folks. Time to reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. It's green flag from Daytona. As we complete lap number 1, Yogi Schleer will be your leader, followed by Austin Pack. And I just love hearing the sound of those restrictor plates. Oh, it just brings back the good old days in NASCAR. And we don't have that anymore, so it really great to hear that. But as you look, there's a lot of pushing and shoving right there. As now Chris Golden's going to go to the number 2 spot, get right behind that 12 car of Yogi Schleer. And now the 33 is going to try to get of Austin Kansas, excuse me. Of course, I should have known Lucky was in that 33. That's his number. As Bradley Young has set the fastest lap of this first duel with a 47.08. Wow. But Chris Golden continuing to lead. Chris Golden from Elk City, Oklahoma, showing them how the Okies do it at the biggest of the high banks at Daytona. The World Center of Racing, from the local short tracks in Elk City and Clinton and Longdale to the World Center of Racing in the high banks at Daytona. Here we go. Chris Golden's going to come back. He'll lead this lap. "22 laps to go in this first heat." We have a couple cars that have lost the draft. Not sure who they are, but they're probably just trying to stay out of trouble. It's going to be the 11 of Bradley Young. Sorry, not the 11 of Bradley Young. The 11 of Zach Tebow and the 8 of Benjamin Hollenbaugh. Oh, we got a car in the wall. That looks to be... Couldn't tell who that was. But Chris Golden continuing to lead, Austin Pack and Adrian Featherston. Jared Berlin blinking a lot. Bradley Young's going to beat his fastest lap of the race instead of 46.98. That'll be the new fastest lap of the race so far. As here comes Jared Berlin. He's going to shoot to the outside, trying to get drafting help. And he's trying to get help from Adrian Featherston. Featherston going to try to get to his back bumper. Sorry, that's Bradley Young, excuse me. There's 2 black cars, got a little mixed up. So Bradley Young trying to get to the bumper of Berlin and give him a push. They're all trying to catch Chris Golden right here. Adrian Featherston works to the inside. He'll take over the number 3 spot from Berlin. Joshua Trussler has set the fastest lap of the race with a 46.65. As we see Chris Golden starting to pull away with Austin Pack. Austin Pack, of course, coming off a torn Achilles that ended his... He had to take a little hiatus for a little bit, but he's back in the car. Got his first win on his first race back in the SK Modifieds, and he's trying to do it at the biggest track at the World Center of Racing. Not the biggest track in NASCAR, that's Talladega, excuse me. As Adrian Featherston trying to get to the back bumper of Pack. Daniel Mindfood Jones, 46.55 is the new fastest lap of the race. 19 laps to go in this first heat. Chris Golden continuing to lead. Austin Pack in second. Adrian Featherston in third. Then you have the 20 of Joshua Tressler, who's getting a big shot from Daniel Mindfood Jones. Then you have Jared Berlin and Bradley Young on the outside, along with Austin Cansdale trying to get up there. Then you find Wayne Cannon along with Yogi Schleer. There we go. Chris. Oh, we got a car on the apron. That's okay. That's okay because he did get pushed down there, so there will be no penalty. No penalty. Austin Cansdale with the 46.43 in the draft is going to be the fastest lap as we have a battle for the lead. Jared Berlin gets a big shot from Bradley Young. That'll push him to the lead. But here they come. Here comes Bradley Young trying to make a move. Now they'll just tuck in line right here. Austin Pack, you cannot push in the corner with these cars, folks. They do not handle like the Gen 7 or Gen 6. Oh, man, we got a slow car up on the top of the track, and there they go. Bradley Young hard into the wall. He's up, almost up and over. Goes up on two wheels. Got cars all up in the track. Wayne Cannon up into the catch fence. Unbelievable. So that'll bring out our first caution of the day. It happens with 17 laps to go. Wow. Unbelievable. You knew it was going to happen, and it happened right when I knew that was the calm before the storm, and somebody just pushed the issue and tried to push into the corner. We take a look at the replay right here. Oh, Benjamin Hollenbaugh. Man, Daniel Mindfood Jones. We might have to ride on board with him because he looked like he took a wild ride right there. A lot of good cars tore up. Man. Here we go. Take another look at this. It looked like I could tell who that slow car was, but they got, oh no, Austin Cansdale got loose and got into Jared Berlin, and that's where it just went crazy. Wayne Cannon up into the catch fence. Oh my gosh. We're going to take a look. Here comes a wild ride with Daniel Mindfood Jones. Let's see it right here. And we're going to actually go back and show, after this, we're going to take a look at Chris Gold because he just made the save of the race. I don't think I've seen a save like this before. Let's see it right here. Let's see it right here, Chris Golden. Oh, wow. What a save. Does a little landscaping, keeps it straight, does it, just kept in it, and wow. Great save from Chris Golden. So now we've got, man, 16 laps to go. We got a bunch of tore up race cars. I'm showing Bradley Young is going to be your leader, followed by newcomers Zach Tebow, Austin Pack, Yogi Schleer, which Yogi was riding around in the back, and that was a smart move from Yogi as he finds himself up in fourth. Joshua Tressler, Chris Golden, Benjamin Hollenbaugh, and so on. Actually going to try to get, let's see if he's in here. He's not in there. Let's see if we can get Chris Golden in here. And he is not in here, so. But I think it was Doug Packer who got up into the wall, I believe. And there wasn't, I think Jared Berlin tried checking up, and that's what had him get into. We're being told that Chris Golden did not have his black flag waved, or I mean his EOL, excuse me, so he will start the tail end of the line. Man, tough break for Chris Golden after making an unbelievable save. But that's how iRacing is. So now, let's take a good look at that white Monster Energy Chevrolet Monte Carlo. It feels good to say Monte Carlo and not just Chevrolet SS. You know, get you back to the old Winston Cup / Nextel Cup days of this Gen 4 car. All right, here we go. I believe we're getting ready to go green. This is a first, though. The good thing about iRacing is you can incorporate today's rules into a 2003 season. We have double file restarts for the first time in a Gen 4 series. So that's great to know. As here we go. Pace cars off of pit road. We're getting ready to go back underway, and there's the green flag, and we are back underway here at Daytona. Gives them a little bit of time to get up to speed. Bradley Young getting a shot from Austin Pack. It's going to push him out in front, away from Zach Thibault and Tressler and Schlier and Cannon. Down the backstretch, Bradley Young continuing to lead. Here comes Austin Pack. Pack riding just behind him. Tressler following behind him as well. It's follow the leader. And that's what they're doing right here as we're going to go a little single file. There's a little bit of a high line, of an outside line trying to start with Thibault. Thibault trying to get the help from Yogi. But as we see right here, they're going to hit the line. 13 laps to go in this heat, in this duel number 1. As Bradley Young continues to lead. Austin Pack in second. The outside line is trying to form up. As here comes Zach Thibault. Zach Thibault trying to get that outside line going. Yogi Schlier has moved up there also, along with Adrian Featherston and Austin Kansley. And the cool thing about these Gen 4 cars is you don't have to be such a tight pack to get a run because you're pushing 1,500 horsepower. Even though you do have a restrictor plate, you can make, oh man, hard contact. That'll bring out our second caution of the day. Man. So we're going to take another look at this. Oh, Benjamin Hollenbaugh. Oh, gosh. Chris Golden. Dang. The 56. Oh, my gosh. Somebody needs to go check on him. The 56 of Chris Norris. Took a hard hit into the wall. So we take another look right here. Hollenbaugh just got loose and then it was on from there. Chris Golden backs it into the wall. knocks the back plate of the car off. Being told as we take a look at Benjamin Hollenball, I don't know how that boy's seeing out of that car. That's some great driving right there. They're gonna have to come up and rip that hood off so he can see. He's gonna come down with the hood up. Oh man, how did he get it in there like that? See, Chris Norris also on pit road. Chris Norris's paint scheme reminds me of the NASCAR Thunder patriotic scheme that you got in career mode. Kind of a great looking scheme with the red, white, and blue. But both Chris is involved in this wreck, so they will start at the tail end of the field after having to come in and get some service. And now Chris Norris is still on pit road. Pace car is passing pit road right now, so Norris is going to go a lap down. As Bradley Young continues to lead, Austin Pack, Zach Tebow, Joshua Tressler, Yogi Schleer, and Wayne Cannon round out your top 5. So now we have 10 laps to go in duel number 1. This has been exciting for sure. Great way to get Daytona Speed Weeks kicked off, the inaugural Daytona Speed Weeks for the FWM Gen4 Cup Series, as we will have the inaugural running of the Daytona 250 next Friday night. So you're not going to want to miss it. Only on the 4Wide Sports Network. 4Wide Motorsports Network. Yeah, that's what I meant. Great looking shot of Austin Pack's Wonder Bread machine. Does not have the Fig Newton sticker on the window, so that way he can see. Joshua Tressler in the Valvoline Ford Taurus. That is right, folks. The 2 cars in this series is the Chevy Monte Carlo SS. I mean, not the SS. And the Ford Taurus. So, great looking shot of these cars. Kevin Harvick's throwback to Dale Earnhardt with the old Intimidator looking scheme. Adrian Featherston rocking Featherston Racing on that 94 machine. Clayton Holmes. Austin Cansdale's company. And looks like Jared Berlin is looking for a sponsor. So if you're one to sponsor him, definitely get with him. Smirnoff Eyes for Daniel Monford Jones. Then we have Chris Golden in the Monster Energy Monte Carlo. Benjamin Hollenball in the Circuit City number 8 car. That is actually a Busch Series scheme, so great to see it on the Cup Series side. And then Doug Packer in the Chrome 2-tone unsponsored machine, and Chris Norris still on pit road getting those repairs done. All right, here we go. When we go green, there's going to be 8 laps to go in this first duel. Bradley Young is going to restart on the inside next to Austin Pack on the outside. Joshua Tressler will restart next to Zach Tebow on the inside. Then it's Wayne Cannon and Yogi Schleer on the inside. And then it's Austin Cansdale and Adrian Featherston on the inside. Then Daniel Mindfood Jones and Jared Berlin on the outside. Then Chris Golden and Benjamin Hollenball on the outside. Then Doug Packer on the outside, along with Chris Norris on the outside. Chris Norris, though, a lap down. I believe multiple laps. Actually, him and Doug Packer are both the lap down, so they'll be racing for the lucky dog. But here we go, folks. We're getting set to go back racing. There'll be 8 laps to go when they hit the line. Coming out of turn number 3 into 4. Everybody on their feet, hooping and hollering as they come out of 4. Pace car's going to take a hard right turn and pull into the, a hard left turn and pull into the pits. As there's that hard left, here we go. Green flag is back out and we are back underway here in duel number 1 at Daytona. Take them a second to get up to speed. Bradley Young holding on to that inside line with Zach Tebow. Zach Tebow making his FWM debut. Tebow's going to hold tight on the bottom. Bradley Young is all kinds of loose on that yellow line. That's allowing Tebow to catch up to that back bumper as we ride alongside of him. As now we look up, Austin Pack getting some help from Joshua Tressler. 8 laps to go at this time. Here comes Pack. Pack's going to try to take the lead away from Young. Young holding tight on the bottom. They're side by side. 7 laps to go in the heat, in the duel. Everybody just keeping it calm. This is the calm before the storm, ladies and gentlemen, as we ride on board with riding on board alongside Joshua Tressler, as we ride on board with Tressler, trying to get to Pack's bumper to give him a shot, to get him to the lead. Now he's going to use that drafting to get him to the lead for a second, but Bradley Young on the inside going to try to make the move. Here comes Bradley Young. He'll try to take the lead back. Tebow trying to give him a shot. Tressler trying to get Pack a shot. Great drafting help right here. Here we go. Oh, man. Austin Pack ended up taking the lead away and shot down to the bottom. Now it's Tressler up top as we hit 6 laps to go this time by. 6 laps to go as they come out of turn number 2. And coming down the back stretch, Pack's going to lead them. Tressler getting a shot from Cansdale. Cansdale giving Tressler a big shot. Now Bradley Young shoots in front of Tressler, trying to get some drafting help as they come into 3. Oh! Joshua Tressler into the wall. That's going to end his chances. Zach Tebow glued to the back of that 81 of Austin Pack Wonder Bread Machine Chevrolet. As here comes Bradley Young. Austin Cansdale trying to get there. Daniel Mindfood Jones, they've got 3 cars up high and 2, but Wayne Cannon is there trying to help that bottom line go. Bradley Young continue to lead their side by side, 2 abreast, 4 rows back as here they come. Here comes Bradley Young on the high side. He'll get a big shot from Cansdale. Cansdale now getting a shot from Daniel Mindfood Jones. Mindfood trying to help Bradley Young push him to the lead. Cansdale giving him a shot as well. Cansdale gives Bradley Young a shot. That'll push him out to a comfortable lead. But look at this. Here comes Tebow. Tebow giving Pack the biggest shot. Here they go. When they hit the line, there'll be 4 laps to go. Sorry, excuse me. 4 laps to go. There we go. My live timing didn't move yet. As Bradley Young has scooted out from that bottom line. Cansdale giving him a shot. Look at this, Doug Packer. Doug Packer is up there. But Doug Packer is a lap down, ladies and gentlemen. But Gerald Berlin trying to use Packer as a pick to get past Bradley Young. Look at this. Gerald Berlin goes to the lead at Daytona. But here comes Austin Pack. He's going to get a shot from Tebow. Tebow trying to get to the back bumper of the 81. Oh, here they go. Gerald Berlin is around. And that'll bring out a caution. Gerald Berlin, he didn't hit that. This is a great save by Gerald Berlin. Man, let's see it again right here. Yep, Berlin just checked up just a hair. Pack didn't see it and ran into the back of him. Just a racing incident. I don't think Berlin's going to be mad about that. So when we hit the line, there'll be 3 laps to go. Zach Tebow is your race leader. This has been an exciting warm-up and gets you excited for duel number 2. Remember, these 2 duels will set the lineup for the rest of the Daytona 250, which you can catch Friday night right here on the FWM network. Yogi Schleer and Adrian Featherston have already locked themselves into the front row. Featherston will be your pole sitter. Yogi Schleer will line up on the outside. So here we go, folks. 3 laps to go. When they hit the line, there'll be 2 laps to go. So it is going to be a green-white checker. And then if they get back to the line, the next flag ends the race. Does Zach Tebow pull the upset and win in his debut and put himself 3rd in this Daytona 250? Or does Bradley Young steal it from him right here? That question will soon be answered. Let's see. Caution lights are still on the pace line. So maybe I think they're taking time to get everyone lined up right. So we'll be going green probably the next lap, I would think. So while they're getting lined up, let's give you a rundown of the schedule. Once again, tonight is the FWM Duels to set the lineup for the Daytona 250, which you can catch next Friday night, August 1st at 8:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Central Time. And then we head to Rockingham Speedway for the Subway 200 at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Las Vegas for the Chrysler 200, Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Bass Pro Shop 250. Then Bristol for the Food City 250. Then Texas for the Radio Shack 250. Then Talladega for the Aaron's 250. Then Martinsville for the Virginia 250. Then Auto Club Speedway, which is California Speedway if we're talking in 2003 terms, for the Auto Club 250. Then we head to Richmond International Raceway for the Pontiac Excitement 200, excuse me. Then we head to Lowe's Motor Speedway for the inaugural FWM All-Star Race. And then we follow it back up with the Coca-Cola 300. Then Dover Downs for the Armed Forces 200. Then Pocono for the Pocono 250. Michigan for the Cirrus 200. Then Infineon Raceway for the Dodge Save Mart 175. Then back to Daytona for the Pepsi 200. then Chicagoland for the Tropicana 200, then New Hampshire for the New England 150, then Pocono for the Pennsylvania 250, then going out to the Brickyard in Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 200, then Watkins Glen for the Cirrus at the Glen, then Michigan for the GFS Marketplace 200, then Bristol Motor Speedway for the Sharpie 250, then Darlington for the Southern 250, Richmond International Raceway for the Chevy Rock and Roll 200, then New Hampshire for the Sylvania 150, Dover Downs for the America 200, Talladega for the EA Sports 250, Kansas for the Banquet 200, Martinsville for the Subway 250, Atlanta for the Bass Pro Shops 250, Phoenix for the Auto Parts 250, The Rock for the Pop Secret 200, and then FWM wraps up their championship season at Homestead. That will be on May 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So here we go, folks. 3 laps to settle it. Who's gonna be the number? Who's gonna start in row number 2 on the inside? The 3rd place car. Green flag back in the air. That answer will soon be answered. As they get up to speed, Zach Tebow using that inside line. Here they come, folks, as now Bradley Young going to get a shot. Young coming alongside of Tebow. Oh, we got a car spinning. No caution. We stay green. They're going to let them finish it. Here we go. Austin Cansdale trying to get up there as he has passed Tebow with drafting help from Yogi Schleer and Chris Golden. Here we go, coming to the white flag this time by. White flag in duel number 1. Who's going to win it? Here comes Chris Golden. He'll shoot to the inside, and Cansdale alongside of Bradley Young. Oh, there goes Zach Tebow. And we stay green. We're going to finish this under green as here comes Cansdale. Cansdale getting help from Golden. Does Golden have anything for Austin Cansdale? Down the backstretch for the final time. Here they go. Here comes Golden. He's going to pull alongside of Cansdale. Golden goes to the lead for the moment. Now here comes Bradley Young. They're 3 wide. They're going to save it. Bradley Young doesn't get tired. What a save. Here comes Cansdale. That's going to bring out a caution. Chris Golden from Elk City, Oklahoma will win duel number 1 at Daytona. Yogi Schleer will finish 2nd. How about that? Unbelievable job by Chris Golden from Golden Racing. He'll start 3rd in the Daytona 500. Daytona 250, excuse me. Gosh. What a race. We're going to see if we can get a few words with Chris Golden. All right, so we'll be right back for duel number 2 at Daytona. All right, back here at Daytona as we see a couple cars getting their warm up in, trying to get their everything dialed in. We're here standing by with Duel 1 winner, Mr. Chris Golden from Elk City, Oklahoma. Congrats, man. How's it feel to win?
I was pretty good, man. I was honestly hoping to be in the ARCA cars a couple seasons ago with you guys, but who would have thought I was built for 2003.
Yeah. And we're talking about that. You ran good in those ARCA cars and the SK modifieds. I mean, the first race I thought you were gonna win, but just got caught up in late race wrecks. But I mean, how did you save that car from that big one we had earlier?
I 100% just dirt track. That's all it was. I knew as soon as I hit the grass, there was no catching it. So it's just real small movements on the wheel, not just jerking it around, just real small, precise wheel action and working the pedals. Just I was pedaling the crap out of this thing.
Well, it worked, and you were able to rebound and come back. What a move you put on, man, dude! That was exciting. How did it feel to how did it feel in the car on those final? Walk us through those final laps.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It's because I was sitting there looking, and I was like, "There's a lot of cars in front of me," and I saw a couple peel off, and I was like, "Well, that's going to put me in eighth." We got 2 laps, so that's 4 cars a lap, and then the first lap, I got 6 of them. I was like, "Okay, these next two are going to be a piece of cake." So I just played the numbers and tried to anticipate where the guys in front of me were going, and they went exactly where I was hoping they would, and it worked out just right. Kind of fell into my lap.
You have officially locked yourself into the third starting spot for this Daytona 250. How are you feeling about your chances of winning that?
I'm pretty pumped, man. I've always been pretty good at the older Daytona tracks. It's just that these are the tracks I grew up with, so I race them quite a bit. Um, oh, Lane Riggs won in real life. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I just got to update on my headset. Um, but yeah, I grew up watching races at these tracks, and I've since I've started iRacing, I've loved going back and racing these tracks quite a bit. So I have a lot of experience this track as far as iRacing goes. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, and I think my chances are pretty good if I can stay patient. That's my biggest thing is I run out of patience really quick, so I just got to stay patient.
Daytona 250, it'll be that you get a week off, so you ain't got to worry about coming back, one day. So you do get a week off to rest and set up and everything. But good luck, and will we see you in this next race?
Uh, yeah, I'll run it. Why not? I don't have anything else to do, and I've got nothing to lose. It'll just be for fun.
All right, well, good luck out there. We'll see you out there.
Thanks, brother.
Once again, that was Chris Golden, your Duel 1 winner. As we're going through the warm ups right here, we're going to take another break, and we'll be right back for the start of Duel number 2 right here on FWM Network. All right, folks. All right, folks. So back here live at Daytona. So we got a treat for y'all. So due to technology or whatever happened, that duel will set the field. But we're gonna do a shootout style race. This will be a 5-lap race, and there's no points, and it's just bragging rights. So this should be some great action as we see everybody getting gridded up. And I believe we're getting ready to go green, so here we go, folks. Yep, green flag is in the air, and we are underway in this 5-lap shootout. Chris Golden going to get out to a great restart. Oh, Doug Packer's in the track along with Wayne Cannon. Chris Golden going to get a big push from Gerald Berlin. Berlin holding on to the bottom, trying to get to the back bumper of that 86. He's the winner. He's the fastest so far on Speed Weeks. Well, AJ Featherston's the fastest, but Chris Golden was the winner of the duel. So as now we're coming down. Oh! Austin Cansdale hard into the wall. Oh man, somebody needs to go make sure Austin's okay, because oh my gosh, wall riding on his side. Oh my gosh, we're gonna take another look at this as he's giving Yogi Schleer a shot. We're gonna ride on board. Here's a wild ride for you folks. Up on his side like Martin Truex at Richmond, and then comes back down, slams onto the ground, then keeps it going. I don't understand that. Oh man. So that's our first caution of this shootout style race. I'll tell you, I kind of like this. Wish there was more cars. I mean, we got 8 cars in the field. As you see, Daniel Monfu Jones sitting in 5th. Again, there's no points, no winner's purse, just bragging rights. To say that you won at Daytona in the FWM Inaugural Speed Weeks is truly remarkable. I think this should be an annual event. We'll have to talk to admin about that, see how this thing finishes out. Is Daniel Monfu Jones coming in to get some service done, and why not? There's only 8 cars on the track, and you're on the lead lap. Using a fast repair, so they do get a fast repair, so that's good to know, because that car was junked. Chris Golden's going to be your leader, followed by Yogi Schleer, Jared Berlin, Bradley Young, Wayne Cannon, Doug Packer, Austin Cansdale, and Daniel Monfu Jones round out the field. I like this though. It gives you get a little drafting practice. You get a little, see how your car's going to handle in the draft. See how your car's going to race when we get ready for that 100-lap Daytona 250, the Super Bowl of stock car racing in the FWM series. And if you are not familiar with FWM, you can go check out our Discord. And all the info about upcoming series, broadcasts, the whole 9 yards. We just recently started a FWM college football online dynasty. So if you have college football 26 and would like to get into that, we'll link the Discord where you can get on. You can click on it and get invited and get all the info on that and all that good stuff. So Chris Golden's going to be your leader, followed by Yogi Schleer, Gerald Berlin in third, Bradley Young in fourth, fifth, Wayne Cannon, sixth, Doug Packer, seventh, Daniel Mindfood Jones, and eighth, Austin Lucky Canstow. But I'll tell you, that last lap, Mr. Austin was not lucky at all. So we're getting ready to go green. There'll be 3 laps to go. So we'll see what happens in these 3 laps. When they hit the line, there'll be 2 to go. So this is the finish of this 5-lap shootout style race. Again, no points, no money, just bragging rights across the league. And trust me, sometimes those are worth more than money. All right, here we go. Down the backstretch. As everybody's anticipating it, you see the fans, they're standing up. They're hooping and hollering. They're going crazy in the stands. I think I just saw a beach ball up in the air. Don't get that on the tracker. That could end the race due to debris. As they come down the long super stretch in the back straightaway. We see Yogi Schleer seeing what he can do. As here they come out of turn 3. Now into 4. Everybody on their feet, race fans, get ready because it's about to get good. Let's get this party started as the pace car comes out of turn number 4. We'll see him make that hard left turn right about now. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're back underway, and this is the finish of this 5-lap shootout race. Let's see who comes out victorious. As here comes Chris Golden on the bottom, gets some drafting help from Gerald Berlin. Yogi Schleer going to get a great draft from Bradley Young. He's going to be alongside Chris Golden as they're beating and banging back there as they hit the bumps. It's a bumpy ride here at Daytona. Bradley Young now going to give Yogi Schleer a shot. Oh, Chris Golden almost got turned by Gerald Berlin. He's going to keep it. Gerald Berlin pushing the effort. He's almost 3 wide. He's in the sucker hole now. He tucks the line behind Chris Golden. Yogi Schleer coming out of turn number 4. He'll see the white flag this time by at Daytona. Yogi Schleer. Bradley Young's going to pull alongside of him with help from Doug Packer. White flag goes in the air. 1 lap to go in this shootout. There it goes. Yogi Schleer goes around. Bradley Young is your leader. We're staying green. We're going to finish this thing under green. Here comes Doug Packer. Packer trying to get the momentum on the inside. Here comes Chris Golden. Chris Golden's going to push the issue. Golden's going to go on the apron. Oh, I don't know. He might have been pushed down there. But look at Daniel Mindfood Jones getting drafting help from Austin Cancel. Cancel into the wall. Now Berlin goes around. Here's the finish. It's Packer and Jones. Between these 2 drivers, Bradley Young going to get some drafting help. But at the line, here they come. Daniel Mindfood Jones will win the Daytona shootout. Oh my gosh. Bradley Young will finish second. Doug Packer third. Chris Golden brings it home in 4th. Wow. Oh man. Let's see if we can get some words from Mr. Daniel Jones. Right here, I'm gonna get him into the booth. Maybe. And now we're standing by with the inaugural Daytona shootout winner, Mr. Daniel Mindfood Jones from Wilmington, North Carolina. Man, talk us through those final laps.
I don't know what happened. I had my eyes shut the last lap. I just know the old Cansdale I was pushing. I did the old Hail Mary, ended up against the wall, never lifted. I just said, we're going to see Jesus or take the checker. We took the checker. So and I
Yeah,
was stuck on the wall. That was wild.
unfortunately, your teammate, Mr. Yogi Schleer, got spun out on the last lap and will finish 8th, but he's on the outside of the front row for the Daytona 250.
Yeah, no doubt. He's got a fast car. You'll see him up there at the front all day.
All right,
But
well,
that was a wild one. Like I said, I don't even know what happened. There was stuff flying, sparks and smoke and everything. So I didn't even realize I won until I'm stuck in the inside wall down here. So, but
well,
yeah, that was good stuff.
Bradley Young turned you right at the end, so
Yeah, I missed the line. I missed the. I was like, I didn't even know if we crossed it yet or not. I was trying to go around backwards and what. But yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I had fun on that one.
well, congrats, and we'll see you next Friday night.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Once again, that was Mr. Daniel Mindfood Jones, your inaugural Daytona shootout winner. We'll get him back up here into the iRacing chat, maybe. See if we can get him up here. Tracy, can you drag him? Daniel, I was trying to get Mindfood back in the back up with the iRacing. I know. I was trying to get him back in the iRacing chat. There we go. There you go. Believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Get on Wayne in here. Wayne Cannon, what was going? What do you got to say about those last few laps?
I don't even know. Maybe we're just having fun.
I think this should be on the schedule for Speed Weeks. Is that possibly an event that we could add?
What is that now?
I said I think this should be a normal thing after the duel for Speed Weeks.
Yeah, I know one thing we're all looking at is that was a bumpy track. We may go with the other Daytona for next week. I'm gonna have a poll up because I believe with the other Daytona you will get a lot better racing because you're constantly. I mean, you're really fighting this wheel with these bumps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get side by side. It's kind of tough. So I'm thinking we may go to the other Daytona to get for better racing and to get a viewers a better show.
All right, well,
25 laps, and I think the race is 94 laps, so it's
gonna be exciting for sure. So we're gonna go to our results. Daniel Mindfood Jones is gonna be your inaugural Daytona shootout, FWM shootout winner. Bradley Young in second, Doug Packer in third, Chris Golden in fourth, fifth Austin Cansdale, sixth Wayne Cannon, seventh Gerald Berlin, eighth Yogi Schleer, ninth Austin Pack, and Adrian Featherston 10th. 11th is going to be Benjamin Hollenball, followed by Joshua Tressler, Chris Norris, and Zach Tebow. So, with that being said, from our producer, Mr. Tracy Brown, I'm Emmett Crow. We'll see you next week for the inaugural Daytona 250 only on FWM Network.